Gozzard Street, the supposed business park land that the LDA proudly told us that they were going to sell off as two-storey commercial development instead of business park last month. We have written to, I think, yourself and John Stanhope saying, please don't do that. We'd rather it stay vacant than be underutilised like that. Where's that at?
The LDA is proceeding with the sale in March.
And this is my concern with the concept plans, because unless they're on a tight lease, the LDA will go on its merry way doing things the old-fashioned way.
Well, they
underselling.
They put forward a proposal for a range of different options within that park.
Yeah.
And their belief is they have buyers for some of that.
Of course they would.
And so I would have thought that in the short term, getting some activity going in that area is important. It's not to say that all aspects of the business park would be two-storey, but as a starting point, there can be some.
But they're talking about doing it to the prime part of the land that's closest to the town centre. You know,
so that's not the concept plan. That's the territory plan. Concept plan is responding to controls within the territory plan. If the territory plan is altered to allow X additional stories, then we could devise a different concept plan.
So is there a way that you can actually point out the sheer economics to the LDA that if they hold on, there's a potential through the town centre master plan process that the land will be worth a truckload more than it would that they can get for a lousy two-storey development?
Those discussions have taken place in the presentation to Cabinet around a variety of different options within the entire precinct. But we need to, you need to have again some diversity. But there's got to be some options for your smaller business to be accommodated.
But the smaller stuff,
overall precinct.
The smaller stuff in that precinct, the land that we're talking about, for those who may not be familiar, is this blue area up here. And what the LDA said to us last month is that they're going to start selling off some bits along this section here on Gozzard Street, as I said, be closest to the town centre. If I were in office blocks here, working there, I'd want to be able to sort of get a copy fairly close to the town centre. I want to be as close as possible. Likewise, if I were in the residential blocks around here, I'd be hoping that the highest blocks of land are closest to this corner in the town centre, not right up the back closest to my house. The LDA is going about with this block of land, and they need to be pulled up on.
Well, I acknowledge that's your view, Alan, but this is one where it's not responsible for the LDA, for the Minister, but they have a proposal that involves a 7-stage release, and the discussions around varying heights are certainly a live debate, and one that I'm sympathetic to the position that the Council's put around extending building heights.
We've got some more work to do.
Yes, there's some more work to do, but it's a very live debate, and one I think the community needs to express a view on, and we need to provide the opportunity for that to happen sooner rather than later.
We shall do so, Nathan. Thank you. Agreeing between the lines. Jonathan?
Yeah, Minister, would it not be inappropriate to have the conversation in your Cabinet that there ought to be integration of the various areas into your portfolio? For example, transport's actually in TAMS at the moment, and it would make far more sense to actually have transport planning actually in your portfolio. And again, here with the LDA, yes, we need revenue for the territory, but whatever the LDA sells is not necessarily what is a good planning outcome for the territory as a whole. So perhaps it's a conversation you want to have with the Treasurer.
Take it as an expression of confidence in my stewardship of many portfolios. However, I do have an extensive number of portfolios at the moment, and what happens in the future, we shall see. But we are one government. We do, ministers meet regularly, and we do discuss these issues. And in fact, this particular issue was only a matter of discussion yesterday. Good. All will be revealed in the fullness of time.
Good, that's right. As a last cap off, because
yes.
you actually did raise it, the high school section of Harrison. Anyone who starts at Harrison from year 3 up next year will end up having to go back to Anaroo after they hit year 6 and then come back to Harrison again. So
there's not many in the upper primary. That was the school, the bulk of the students. The advice I had from education last week was there were 96 preschool enrolments for the 100 available spaces for next year, and that there's a very large number of kindergarten and year 1 enrolments and significantly less in the so we'll really start as an early childhood school and the predominance of the enrolments there. But as I indicated in my opening remarks, the strength of enrolments is so very encouraging, and it's something that we will need to, I believe, bring forward the establishment of the high school. The question of how much further forward needs to be considered in the light of the
first couple of years.
Yes, and the fact that there's $350 million worth of construction work occurring in education at the moment, that there's Harrison opens next year, Westfield College 2009, the Gungahlin College 2010, the $54 million Canberra 2011. So there's the 4 year, that's pretty much the entire budget. Yes, for the next 4 years. But we can look at 2012 and beyond. And given the strength of enrolments, my view is that we will need to bring forward the establishment of the high school. But the earliest that's going to be is 2012, and I suspect more realistically 2013. But we'll have that discussion, and I'll see what's feasible and what I can win in terms of money through the budget process.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for coming, Andrew. I'll buttonhole you for a couple of other questions later.
Surprise.
No, I've got a reputation to our. Thanks, everybody. Please join us for some drinks.